All right, so this is the intro to solving equations. So first of all, when solving equations, you want to ask yourself, what's going on in the equation? So we're going to go from very simple to very elaborate. So you need to have a plan right off the bat and analyze what you see. All right, so in the beginning, it's going to be pretty simple, but as we go along, you're going to always have to be used to analyzing each equation. So the first thing you want to do is you want to look for these key things. When you see an equation, if there is some distributing to be done, and you'll see what I mean by distributing later, if there is distributing to be done, you must do that first. Once you distribute, you then must combine like terms, if at all possible. After you combine like terms, you'll notice that you're going to do the inverse operation. That means the opposite of please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Typically, you would do multiply or divide first, then add or subtract. In solving equations, you're going to go backwards. So you're going to get rid of addition or subtraction first, and then you'll undo the multiplication and division. Now, sometimes all you have is addition or subtraction. You don't have to worry about multiplication, division, or the other way around. So if there is no addition and subtraction to get rid of, then you just go right to the final step of multiplication and division to get rid of that. What do I mean get rid of? You'll see in a moment, okay? So as we go through, you basically want to follow these two rules. You number one objective, get x alone, or whatever variable. So if I say x, it could be any variable you want, okay? That's algebra. So you want to get that variable alone. What you do to one side of an equation, you must do the same thing to the other. So no matter what you do on the left, you have to do the same thing on the right. So think of an equation as almost like a balance, okay? You have a seesaw balanced. That equation must remain balanced. So both sides should be equal to each other, all right? They're the same thing on both sides. That's what an equation really is two sides that are the same thing. You just don't know what they are, so you have to go through some steps to find them, okay? Today we're just gonna introduce one-step equations. So let's get after it, okay? So one-step equations, this is what they look like. All right, and you can see here, you're going to have this worksheet in front of you, so I'm just going to ask you to solve right along with me. So I'm going to go through the steps. You'll see I'm going to do the opposite. So in this problem, I'm going to do -5 on both sides of the equation. I'm going to write this just like this. These are going to cancel, and that's what I want you to do, and then this is going to come straight down. Now, you don't always have to draw that arrow. I'm just showing you for the first one what that looks like. Sorry if you missed that. So basically, -5 on this side, -5 on this side. Why? I'm going to get rid of this to get x alone. If I want to get rid of a +5, I subtract 5. That gets rid of it successfully. But rule number 2 says what I do to one side, I must do to the other. So 10 minus 5 is 5. And I have my final answer of x is equal to 5. Now, obviously, you could have done that in your head without much effort, but I want you to notice this is the process. We draw this line, okay? So you'll see right here, we're going to draw this line and we're going to solve. So we want to get rid of this. To get rid of this, we subtract it. Now you'll notice this is gone. 5 minus 5 is 0. I'm not going to write 0. It's a waste of my time. So I'm just going to write x. If I do -10 minus 5, I get -15. Here's where the math is important. You have to recognize integers. -10 minus 5 more is -15. All right, let's keep going. This one looks a little bit different because the 5 is on this side instead of over here, right? It's the same thing. It's a +5. I want to get rid of this +5, so I'm going to subtract 5. Same idea. So 10 minus 5 is 5. Bring this x down, and I get x is equal to 5. So it's about integer work as well as understanding what you're getting rid of. Let's keep going. Again, we're getting rid of this 5, so we're going to subtract 5. We're not going to worry about this plus sign. Okay, what we do to one side, we do to the other. These cancel. Sorry, I was supposed to cancel them out over here. These cancel, I'm left with x alone, and -10 minus 5 more is -15. So you see there are little nuances of the problem that are going to trick many students, right? So it's very important that you pay attention.